And the lineup of cars that will start this figure eight event. In car number 293, that's Rodney Franz out of Chaffee. Piloting car number 166, Don Morgan of Delavan. In the 43, that's Rick Wiedemann from Chaffee. In car number 236, Scott Morrell from West Falls. Driving car number 42, that's Kurt Pastorius in the 42, Kurt out of Delavan. In the 142 is Rich Hartman from Elton. Driving car number 0 is Steve Shinsis from South Wales. Behind the wheel of car number 36, Pete Morrell from West Falls. Driving car number 17 is Gary Kingston. Gary out of Holland. In the 297, Jeff Johnson of Versailles. In the 93 is Carl Franz from Chaffee. Driving car number 179 is Phil Goodemo from East Concord. And we don't have a name on the driver of car number 126. But reading the roof on car number 126, it looks to be John Baker. And the green flag is out. We're off and running here in this figure eight event. 14 strong out on the figure eight course. And Rodney Franz takes the early lead as all sorts of bumping and crunching going on over there in the turn one side of the figure eight course, and Gary Kingston gets kind of bopped around by Kurt Pastorius. Rodney Franz trying to sneak his way through in car number 293. Lots of early action at the X here. Lots of smoke and fog making visibility a wonder. As your leader, Rodney Franz continues to pick his way around the 236. Morrell's towing service going to work as Scott Morrell towing the 142 of Rich Hartman around. And they can't break free to save themselves. And they finally do so. Meanwhile, your leader continues to be Rodney Franz in the 293, as the 43 of Rick Wiedemann, the 36 of Pete Morrell, the 153 of Dean Stanbro putting on the pressure at this point. And Rodney Franz working his way through the X through traffic nicely as he puts a lap on the Steve Shinsis number 0. Rodney Franz, and the red flag is now making an appearance. The red flag is out. We're going to bring these cars to a halt. And let's see what they do here as they now wave the cars on, tell them to get around out of the way. And it looks like the safety crew may be going to work around car number 42 of Kurt Pastorius, which apparently may have been hooked up on one of those retaining tires, and so for the safety of Kurt Pastorius, they've brought this field to a halt, and they will pull his car down off those retaining tires as part of the car has been sticking out onto the racing surface itself. And we see the 42 being hopped down off of those tires, and it looks like Kurt will rejoin the action here at the rear of the field. And it looks like Scott Morrell in the 236 and Rich Hartman in the 142 have been told to take their playthings and move back to the pit area as both those cars move away. And now starter Dale Easterly moving over to your leader, Rodney Franz in the 293, giving him some instructions once we get the safety crew members away from the figure eight configuration itself. As the 233 of Franz remains your race leader, the 0 of Steve Shinsis is a lap down. Your second place car should be the 43 of Rick Wiedemann. Pete Morrell in the 36 is third. 153 of Dean Stanbro fourth. Jeff Johnson in the 297 is fifth. The green flag is out once again, and we are racing once again. Rodney Franz in the 293, your race leader. Rodney leads the parade through the turns, and Pete Morrell trying to sneak his way through the inside. He makes the pass on Rick Wiedemann, now trying to get by the lap car, Steve Shinsis. Pete Morrell bouncing his way over those tires through the dirt, and is now in second place and attempting to chase down the race leader, the 293 of Rodney Franz. Don Morgan in the 166 caught at the X at the wrong place at the wrong time. He puts on the binders. He's going to wait for traffic to clear. The race leaders, the 293 of Rodney Franz and the 36 of Pete Morrell. The 153 of Dean Standrow, Jeff Johnson, and the 297 coming together. Carl Franz going for a slide through the X. Rodney Franz, the 293, gets hung up behind the lap car of Don Morgan. Pete Morrell tried to sneak by, almost went topsy-turvy over one of those retaining tires in the 36. Morrell trying to make a move to the inside of Franz. Franz gets sideways. Franz now gets turned around and sneaking through the inside of it all. Steve Schintzis unlaps himself, and Morrell and Wiedemann are side by side for the lead. The 43 of Rick Wiedemann, the 36 of Pete Morrell. Morrell now back out in front in car number 36. Gary Kingston follows through in the 17. Morrell bouncing over those retaining tires again in the 36. Steve Schintzis, the lap car, makes some contact, but Morrell keeps it straight and moves on out in front. Gary Kingston bounding over those retaining tires in car number 17. Your leader is Pete Morrell in car number 36. Second place is Gary Kingston in the 17. Now the 179 of Phil Goodemote moves into the number 3 spot. As it's kind of tough to sort things out here in this event. We believe the top 3 right now are the 36 of Pete Morrell, the 17 of Gary Kingston, and the 179 of Phil Goodemote. And Steve Schintzis finally decides to give it up after one of his tires decided to give it up long ago. The 2 to go signal being given to your leaders. Pete Morrell in the 36, Gary Kingston in the 17. Morrell holding on to that lead. Kingston weaving in and out, up and down, looking for a little bit of running room to try to stick the nose of the number 17 alongside of the number 36 of Pete Morrell. And Morrell pulls a loop, and Kingston now assumes command in car number 17. Gary Kingston, your new race leader in car number 17. Kingston negotiating his way through the X for the last time. Here he comes around the final turn. Can he do it in one piece? And Gary Kingston in car number 17 picks up the win. Finishing in second, I believe, will be the 179 of Phil Goodemote. Third will go to the 36 of Pete Morrell. Gary Kingston in car number 17, a Fisher-Price employee, and on Fisher-Price night, Gary Kingston wins the figure 8 feature event. Gary Kingston bringing car number 17 up to the start-finish line. And Gary now will be readying for the victory celebration as he's picking up the checkered flag right now. And Gary Kingston moving around for the victory lap in car number 17. And immediately following the victory ceremonies here, we're going to have a second figure 8 event, a special Fisher-Price only figure 8 event. So Gary Kingston taking the victory lap right now in car number 17.
Yeah, it's the same, all the same people, same cars. Most of which
and here comes Gary Kingston around in car number 17 as he brings it to a halt at the start-finish line. And
no, he's just going to turn around.
And apparently Gary wants to get the good side of his car facing the camera, so he loops it around and he'll be pulling it into the victory lane. Here he comes out of the car. He can hear you now. Your figure eight future winner, Gary Kingston. And we're going to take it down trackside to Dennis Dye and our feature race winner, Gary Kingston.
Hey, Gary, pretty popular win tonight.
Well, it's warm. Got to keep going because it's going to overheat. There's a lot of damage underneath the hood right now. Can I say thanks to Larry's Auto Stop? Because they're the ones that will help me out a lot with this truck. Thanks, Larry.
Well, we'll let you get your pictures and get out. Congratulations, Gary.
All right, a quick interview with Gary Kingston as he's going to be competing again as Gary, a Fisher-Price employee, and he'll be competing in the Fisher-Price figure eight race. That's why you see a few of the cars down there, because the Fisher-Price people will be climbing into those cars, and they'll be having a go of it themselves. And according to the lineups that we've been given, of course, Gary Kingston driving his own number 17. Phil Goodamote will be driving his own 179. Bruce Marks set to go in car number 43.
Another figure eight race. It's a figure eight race for the Fisher-Price employees right now.
Kurt Pastorius was set to go in car number 42, but Kurt's car was probably damaged beyond repair in the regular figure eight race, so odds are Kurt will probably be borrowing somebody's ride out here. We're going to take it down trackside to Ken Hangauer with a special guest. Ken?
Well, we're down here trackside, ladies and gentlemen, with a young man I know most of you people know by the name of Butcher, good buddy of mine, Donald Palmer, the Bison Bat Boy. Hey, Butch, how do you like the racing here at Holland Speedway?
Well, I love the racing over at Holland Speedway. Art Clark happens to be my favorite driver, as everybody knows. But this figure eight is just nuts.
Hey, Butch, what about you? You think you'd like to get out there in a figure eight car?
Hey, I'd like to get... Anybody wants to donate me a car? I'll jump in a Fisher-Price race right now. Let's go.
Hey, Butch, nice to have you over here at Holland Speedway. And we got another figure eight upcoming, and that's the one for the, they tell me, the Fisher-Price employee. So, this would be a good opportunity. Can you imagine if you're out there with Mike Milani?
He wouldn't finish the race.
Okay, Bush, once again, welcome to Holland Speedway, and nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay, that's it. Back up to the tower, because we got one more figure eight coming, as they've already set up there for the Fisher-Price employees.
Well, you got the cars in formation for the start of the six-lap Fisher-Price figure eight race, and it will be Phil Goodamote in the 179 setting the pace as we await the opening green. All right, now, let's see. Dale Easterly gives him a look over, and he gives him the green, and they're off and running. Kurt Pastorius jumping into Rich Hartman, number 142. Gary Kingston into 17, and who knows who in the Dean Stanborough 153, the Carl Franz 93, and we have Bruce Marks driving the Rick Wiedemann number 43. Gary Kingston out to make it a clean sweep tonight as he's going to work on Kurt Pastorius for second place. Up in front, it's Phil Goodamote in the 179. And Bruce Marks in the 43 being given the black flag. He has a flat tire in that ride. He never really had a chance to do much out here. Tough break for Bruce out here to have a little bit of fun, and barely gets a lap around and is looking at a black flag. Phil Goodamote in the 179 has opened up a large lead, but he kind of goes all-terraining right now off the turn. And Gary Kingston, in the meantime, manages to move into second place as Kurt Pastorius bobbing and weaving his way, and he decides to take a shortcut through the grass. Says, hey, I can keep third place after all. The white flag is now out. We're on the final lap. Phil Goodamote in the 179 is your race leader. Gary Kingston in second place in the 17. And around the final turn, looking for the checkered flag, this time by, it's Phil Goodemote in car number 179. Your winner, Gary Kingston, comes across the line in second, and Kirk Pastorius, the 142, is third.
Okay, the next event is going to be the drawing for the Junior Fan Club. We're going to have a drawing to see who gets to ride around the track in the pace car in a hurry, and also who wins that beautiful miniature Oldsmobile from Ron Corbo Olds. And you've got to be present to win the car. That's the rules that were established on that miniature car. So you've got to be present to win, they tell me. So they will have the drawing for that. They'll have the drawing for the ride around the track and the pace car. We'll wrap that up just as quick as we can. We'll move right in to our next event, which will be the feature race for the Chargers. Charger feature is the next event. It'll be presented right after these two drawings.
Get those animals and critters down there with you, too. Pufflebuff and all the people.
Well, the Corbo Oldsmobile pace car has been brought around, and they're all set to carry that Corbo miniature Oldsmobile. Looks like an Indianapolis pace car replica that is being hopefully maneuvered through the gate and down onto the speedway, where some lucky youngster will have the will win that car. And remember, you got to be present to win.
Well, we got Phil Goodemote down here. Phil, how'd you like your adventure out here? And it's really an adventure out in figure 8.
Yeah, it is.